What's up, y'all? It's your girl Simone, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a minute. Do not yell at me, y'all, but I'm back and I got some juicy tea story time for y'all, and you will not be disappointed. So today I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how my sugar daddy bailed my boyfriend out of jail. Before we get to this story, make sure y'all click that subscribe button, give your girl a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that comment section whenever you get a chance. So let's just jump straight into this. Okay, before we get started, so it's no confusion, this happened way before I met DeMarco. Like, this person I'm talking about is not DeMarco. This happened way before him. Yeah, and things is just different in my life now. Like, so this isn't about him. So yeah, so if you've seen my first story time about the stalker, the guy, worst day ever, that I'll never see my face again, it's about him. Like, the guy ended up seeing my face again. Y'all know how it be. Sometimes you say somebody ain't gonna see your face again, but you end up linking up with that person again for some weird reason. I don't know. I end up like attracting crazy people, and for some reason it's hard for me to shake them. But that's off topic right now. So at this time I was in a relationship, but it was one of the relationships where it's like, why are we in this relationship type thing? And yeah, so since I was in that relationship, it was basically pointless. So at that time, I'm just doing my own thing, you know? That's why I was still like communicating with this person, because this person he was still crazy and annoying, but he was crazy and annoying, and I randomly want to give you some money type thing. So I said, cool. So it's crazy. Like, so randomly, I'm just chilling in the house. I remember I was like putting some curls in my hair or whatever, and the boyfriend's mama called me. My boyfriend's mama called me or whatever. She like, I don't know if he called you or not, but he's in jail, he got arrested, blah, blah, blah. And like, we gonna bail him out, but I'm $200 short. So I'm like, oh, wow. Basically, what are you calling me? No, I'm just kidding. So I'm just like, oh, dang, like, all right, like, I'll give you $200. Basically, I know that's what you asking me for. So she like, I can't get it right now because I'm out of town, but I'll come back tomorrow morning and get it from you or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And again, since this is a relationship that I'm like, why am I in type thing, I'm like, I don't want to give him $200 of my money. Like, you know, I agreed to it because his mom asked. Like, I probably would have still agreed. Let me stop lying. But I was just like, type thing, whatever. So just out of nowhere, the stalker guy texts me like, hey, like, I'm having some friends over, I'm cooking, we cooking and stuff, like, you want to come over, you know, like, I want you to come over, pretty much thing. So I'm like, I would come, but I'm just going through a lot right now. And y'all know what that means. When you tell somebody you're going through a lot, you're not really going through a lot, but you about to ask them for some money. That was that type thing. But clearly he's like a bit older, so he didn't catch on. I don't know. So he like, oh my God, what happened? I'm thinking like, dang, okay, because I'm going to get it $200, but I want to get my money back. You know, but how would I sound when oh boy get bailed out and I say, hey, can you get my $200 back? How would I sound, you know, saying that to my boyfriend? But whatever. So he's like, what are you going through? I told him, I said, honestly, I ain't tell you this, but I'm fighting the case, and I haven't paid my bill. And they said if I don't pay $200, no, I said, and they said if I don't pay $500 by tomorrow, that I'm gonna go back to jail. And he's like, oh my God, you can't go to jail. I don't want you to go to jail. I can't let you go to jail. He's always saying, my girl, not your girl. He's always saying, I say that, I can't let you go to jail. I said, right. So I really can't come to your little gathering because I'm stressed out and I need a fine for $500. So he's like, well, if you come, I give you $500. Mind you, I only needed $2. But since I'm going to give $2 away, I might as well keep $3 for myself. You know, you got to think of it like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't feel like driving, so he called me an Uber. I get there. Boom. When I tell y'all this man was annoying. Like, my boyfriend didn't know about him, but he should be happy that he should, like, be thanking me, like, you know, like, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. to give me $200. I didn't have to, but I just was just like, why not? Like, I could get $500 and some food for free. Why not? So when I went, like, okay, man, this is annoying. He's drinking. He just doing all of this bullshit. Like, just drinking, being irritated. When there's other people around, more irritating. I'm like, oh my God, just being so annoying. I want to get this $500 and go. So he's not mentioning the $500. Not mentioning the $500, and he started getting real drunk. So I'm like, oh, like, you didn't play me. You know, even though it wasn't a planned thing, because I still got out the house and got some food, so it wouldn't have been somebody playing me type situation, because it's not like I ever had to do anything for this money exchange. Like, it was just like, I need it, here you go type thing. So I'm just like, okay, he ain't mentioned his money. I don't want to mention it in front of everybody, because, you know, like, that's embarrassing, not for me, but for him or whatever. So like, I put him aside and was like, hey, like, I'm not having a good time. He like, well, I'm like, I'm just stressed out about my bell hearing. Like, you know, like, you know why I'm here type thing. So he like, oh, how much did you need again? 100? I said, no, five. So he like, oh, I don't got cash on me. So at this point, I'm annoyed. He like, I'm too drunk to go to the bank. At this point, I'm annoyed. So I'm like basically getting an attitude. I'm like, well, I'm finna go, because I wouldn't have came here if I could have been finding $500 somewhere. Like, you know, like, I don't know why I'm saying like that, but I'm like, I could have been calling people and trying to borrow from my friends, lying, because it wouldn't have been that serious. If he wouldn't have given it to me, I'd have just used my own money. But I'm like, yeah, I could have been somewhere finding my money, like, blah, blah, blah. So he's like feeling bad, like, oh, I'm sorry, but really drunk. Like, so I'm like, I don't want you to drive nowhere, you know? I ain't finna trying to have you die over $500. Like, it's not that deep at this point. So I'm just irritated. So like, can I give you to you in the morning? I'm like, no, like, that's not gonna work, because I don't want to risk him pulling up to bring me the money and the mama pulling up at the same time, you know? Like, I just don't want to risk that. So I'm like, no. Yeah, so at this point, it's like the same old thing. I'm just irritated, like, why am I here type thing. Like, I'm so annoyed at this point. So I'm just like, you know, I'm finna just go. So he's like, I could write you a check. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But at this point, I'm kind of annoyed, because I'm like, now I'm gonna have to go to the bank tomorrow, get cash. Like, it's just a lot, but whatever. So he's like, I can write you a check. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he writes me a check, and he's drunk. So he's like, not even signing, telling me to sign the check. I'm like, I can't sign your check. Like, it was just the most, like, oh my God, telling me to fill it in, like, doing the most. So like, I filled it in for him, whatever. I put 500. I ain't putting no extra, whatever. So he signed it, but he signed it just so fucked up, and I already just knew it was gonna be an issue. So I go home or whatever, and I gotta tell you about this Uber ride. So I call my, like, he's like, oh, well, I'll take you home in the morning, please. I went in his phone, called myself an Uber. So, cause you know, I'm not about to use my Uber money. Like, I'm just kidding, y'all. Before I wasn't. So I called the Uber. Man, this fucking Uber, I'm not even gonna get into detail about this Uber ride. I'm gonna just tell y'all, it had cats in the Uber. It was a van. It had 2 cats in the van. It stank like cat pee. It was just nasty. I was so annoyed. And the lady couldn't drive. She was damn near crashing into everything. It was just bad. So anyway, next day, this is when stuff get like, oh my God. So next day I go to the bank. They're telling me like, yeah, this signature, like, you know, it just looked fraud. We can't cash the check. So I'm irritated. I'm texting them like, I can't even cash the check, blah, blah, blah. They tell me this at the bank. He's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm at work right now. There's nothing I could do. So I'm just like, K. Like, K, just a letter K. Like, I'm irritated at this point. So I don't know if K made him think like I was gonna block and delete him or something. Or, oh yeah, I had to think, duh, I was going to jail. So he probably was thinking that. So he called me like, I'm leaving work now. I'm like, what? He like, I'm leaving work now because I don't want you to go to jail. And mind you, I'm forgetting that was my story, that I'm going to jail. So I'm like, oh yeah, right, because I'm really finna just do, like, go. My PO is calling, like he was just dumb. Like, I'm not even wasn't ever even on probation. So I'm like, yeah, my PO calling me, telling me I gotta check myself in. This how you know that he probably don't do nothing, because I don't even know if anything I said even made sense, but he believed everything I said. So he come and he pick me up. We go to the bank. The bank, they telling him the same thing. He's arguing with the bank people. This is my girl. If she comes with a check for me, and I'm just so embarrassed. Like, oh my god. So I'm trying to stand away. Like, hopefully they think I'm his daughter. I'm just kidding. He wasn't that old. So I'm just like irritated. I'm so annoyed at this point. So he finally had to write a new check, which made no sense, because they're like, sir, you bank with us, why don't you just go to the ATM right there and get money out? Like, so instead of doing all of that, so he writes a whole new check. We cash the check, and yeah, I make it back home. I'm just like, oh, he's trying to hang out and linger around, and I'm just like in the car sitting there. I said, you gotta go. I have to go to my PO, and because they said they don't care even if I get it to them by blah blah, like for instance 2:01, and I gotta be there at 2, I'm still gonna go to jail even if I bring the money. Like, and he's still believing all this dumb shit. So whatever. So he leaves or whatever, and the mom just called me like, hey, I'm gonna come get the money. Oh my god. And it's just crazy because I really sit back and laugh, and I was telling my friends like, y'all know blah 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 blah, like they was just laughing like, girl, you is crazy. Like, it's funny. And I'm pretty sure if he watches my YouTube videos, he would know that this story is about him. The man, not the boyfriend, but the man, he would know, like, that was me. Wow, I didn't bail you out of jail. I mean, like, common sense. Come on now. It just made sense. Like, I wasn't making no sense at all. But, you know, it is what it is. And that's not my fault, because it's like, I ended up working with a girl that was telling me, like, she talked to him, like, and she was just like, oh, I don't mind. I forgot how she found out that I even knew this man. But she was like, I don't mind, girl. I know, like, 2 other people that talk to him, too, because all he do is, like, to give people money. So, you know, if that's what you like to do, then why, like, get in where I fit in? Like, get in where I fit in. It's enough for all of us. It was enough for all of us at that point. But, nah, so that is my story about how my sugar, not so sugar, not even a daddy, my money man, I'm gonna call him my money man, my bank, my ATM, my money man bailed my boyfriend. I'm doing the boyfriend because it was dumb of me to even get that $200. Somebody had to, everybody was dumb for somebody. The money man, the money man was dumb for me. I was dumb for the boyfriend, and the boyfriend was dumb to the system. Everybody was dumb, like, for something, for somebody. So it was a circle of dumbness, and it all made sense. Like, it just all made sense. So yes, that was the story, you guys. Man, it's crazy. I got some other stories too, some crazy stories I'm gonna tell you guys, and they're gonna be real juicy, like juicy, crazy stories I'm gonna tell you guys. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already doing so. Give your girl a thumbs up, comment down below, and also make sure to check out my business page on Instagram, Simple7, as well as my regular page at Vivalayoshii. I do got a lot of new stuff coming with Simple7, and so make sure y'all check me out either at simple7.com, simple, the word 7, then the number 7.com, or y'all see it, the Instagram. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye, love.